So for several weeks now, we've come to have the idea that there is an agenda against Newcastle United. Pretty much ever since the takeover, very strange decisions from the Premier League, very strange decisions from the referee. Now, I was against all this conspiracy stuff for quite some time. But given the last few games, you have to start thinking what is going on behind the scenes. Let's have a look.
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel. And as I said in the intro there, there's got to be some sort of conspiracy going on here because the referee's decisions have been baffling enough. Now, when the takeover happened, all this sponsorship thing came in with the ban on getting sponsors in, and the only club that was sort of in our same position would be Manchester City. So that is still sort of probably going to go to court, if I'm honest, the way that's going. However, you look at some of the decisions on the pitch as well with the referees. Now, have they been told? Has something been discussed by the referees when they take on Newcastle United that certain decisions, it has to be absolute stonewall? Because even when it's been stonewall, the decisions have gone against us. I don't quite understand what has been said. I was against all this conspiracy stuff for quite some time. But given the recent results and performances by the referees, you have to start thinking that something is not quite right. We look back to the Leicester game. Now, we were in that game. We weren't playing superbly well, but we were in the game at Leicester in the first half. And that penalty changed the game as far as I'm concerned. From where I was sitting in the ground, it looked a stonewall penalty, no doubt about it. It wasn't until half-time that we all got told that it was a dive. Now, looking back on it, yes, Jamal Lascelles stuck his foot out, but when he caught Maddison was already on his way back down from his swan dive. Now, why wasn't that referred back to VAR? Because VAR are there to overturn a clear and obvious error from the referee, which that blatantly was. You cannot give a penalty for that because Maddison played for it, he dived, there is no doubt about it. Everybody has said that's in football, that was a dive. And we came out for the second half, heads were down, and, that's regardless. I mean, we shouldn't have come out like that, but we did, and ended up getting hammered. I mean, it's not to say that had the penalty not been given, we wouldn't have gone on to lose the game. We don't know that. But it was certainly a turning point in the game. But the questions have to arise as why wasn't it sent to VAR? It's a penalty that should be checked by VAR just to make sure. But for some reason, they found that it was a penalty kick. I don't understand. Then you look at the Liverpool game. Now, Liverpool, so many times decisions. I mean, Mike Dean, let's face it, Mike Dean is just an arse, right? He's just an arse. But you look at the incident in the first half leading up to the Liverpool goal. Now, many people are saying, he feigned a head injury, he did this, he did that. It doesn't matter. It's a suspected head injury, you blow the whistle. That is the law. That is in the rules. It doesn't matter if you think he's not injured or not. If it's a suspected head injury, you blow that whistle. Mike Dean had ample enough time before that ball came into the box to blow the whistle for a head injury. But he didn't. Even when the ball fell to Jota, he can see Hayden lying down in the 6-yard area holding his head. Doesn't blow. So Jota equalises. Then the second half, the Liverpool defender, I think it was Kanate, I'm not 100% sure, but the Liverpool defender goes down holding his ankle. Mike Dean immediately blows to stop the play. Now, if it's not a head injury, you don't stop the play. That's also in the rules. So what is he doing? Stopping the play at that particular moment. It's a disgrace. And then, of course, you come to the penalty incident. Now, Fraser's through on goal, and Alexander-Arnold comes round the side of him, takes him out, and then gets a slight touch on the ball after he's taken the man. It's a clear penalty. And again, not even reviewed by VAR. Nothing went to them. And, you have to start asking questions as to why that didn't go to VAR. And this is where the the conspiracy stuff comes in. Is there an agenda against Newcastle United? Because those two decisions alone on the penalties would seem to think that the referees are under instructions not to give Newcastle anything. And I wouldn't be surprised, given all the, the Richard Masters and all the sneaky shit behind the scenes that the Premier League get up to, that this has been the case. Mark Halsey made a good point. His statement came out on Twitter again a few days ago. He made that statement when he retired, but he was clearly told that certain decisions you don't give. That's a disgrace. And then, of course, you turn to the game on Sunday against Manchester City. Fraser taken out by Edison. No penalty. Not even reviewed by VAR. And you have to question again, why? Edison comes out. He is not in control. Cancelo takes the ball, fair enough, but either way you look at it, it's a penalty because Edison stops Fraser from chasing the ball down. Cancelo can go and clear the ball while Edison clearly wipes out Fraser. It's not even in debate. Yet, still we see, people coming forward and saying, well, Cancelo got the ball, therefore, the penalty wasn't given. I mean, Jesus Christ, is that where we are now with this crap against Newcastle United? It's absolutely ridiculous. Because that was a penalty. Now, again, that's not to say that had we got the penalty and scored, we would have gone on to get something out of the game. Probably not, because in my opinion, second half, Manchester City could have stepped it up a gear or two if they wanted to. But this isn't the point. This is the point of decisions going against our football club. You look at the Harry Kane incident against Liverpool. That was a sending off. There is no doubt that is a sending off. If that was John Joe Shelvey, he would have been immediately red carded. I am in no doubt about that. But because he's England captain, and Richard Masters, we know, is cozying up with Levy, he just didn't get sent off. These are the decisions that are, for me, they're all grouped together in this little clique that the Premier League have. And then you look at the refereeing, the decisions who are going to referee the football games. Mike Dean on Thursday night from the Wirral, his sons, season ticket holders with Liverpool. Now, many people say, oh, he's a Tranmere fan. Give me a break, man. Come on. He shouldn't be anywhere near that match. And then the coming game against Manchester United, we now hear that Craig Pawson is going to run that game, who was VAR for the Man City game. You couldn't write this shit up, I'm telling you now. It is ridiculous. I mean, when it comes to conspiracies and agendas, now you have to really start thinking that something is going on. Like I say, a few weeks ago I would laugh it off, but I can't laugh it off now because it's right in front of our eyes. The lack of VAR support we've had, decisions not going to VAR to overturn a clear and obvious error by the referees is there for everybody to see. That is what VAR are there for. That is what they should be doing, but they are not doing it. But when it comes to other teams, they're getting the decisions. They are getting the VAR reviews. So something has to be asked. The question needs to be sent and said, why? Why is this happening to Newcastle United? Now, many people have said, is it a North thing? It could well be. Leeds United have had some disgraceful decisions against them this season as well. But, I'm not sitting here bitter because we've lost the games, because the games we've talked about, we probably would have lost anyway. But it isn't about that. It's about consistency and what VAR is there to do and the refereeing decisions on the pitch at the time. I can still not believe that referee on Sunday did not point to the spot as soon as Edison took out Fraser. There was no doubt about it. It was a penalty. Now, I'm led to believe that Newcastle United have made an official complaint to the Premier League, but what's that going to do? The Premier League, who are probably in on this, are just going to say, the decisions have been made. We can't overturn them now because the matches are over. What are we going to do? But it just seems like everybody is against Newcastle United since the takeover. Everybody in sort of higher positions wants this club to be relegated. They don't want Newcastle United in the Premier League. And it's becoming more and more blatantly obvious as time goes on that is the case. And it is absolutely damn disgraceful. It really is. It's a damn disgrace that the Premier League governing bodies are doing this to a football club that is a member of their league. But you know what it is? I'm convinced now, I really am, that there is an agenda. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Is there an agenda against Newcastle United? Are the Premier League and the referees, have they said something? Have they discussed that? That the decisions aren't to go for Newcastle United? Because I'm certainly sure that that's the case now. I really am. It's a blatant disgrace. A couple of other bits and bobs of news from Newcastle United. They are interested in going for the Lyon striker Dembele. But whether that comes off, I don't know. Kieran Trippier, who we are led to believe has already agreed to join Newcastle United. The report in the Mail said that the 6 other Premier League clubs possibly interested in bringing Kieran Trippier to their clubs. Because of the situation Newcastle are in, he may not come. But I'm led to believe that that is all sorted out now. I'm led to believe that Trippier is going to come to Newcastle. Time will tell on that. And of course, sad news tweeted out again, confirming by Newcastle United today of the passing of supporter Bob Swinney, who collapsed outside the ground on Sunday. Absolute tragedy, especially this time of year. You know, you go to a football match with your family, especially your granddaughter, and you want to have a great time and celebrate Newcastle United playing again and being in the ground. And unfortunately, Bob didn't make it home. It's absolutely awful. So condolences to his friends and family and everyone associated with him from everyone here at the Toon Review. Really, really sad news. But let me know in the comments, like I say, what you think about this agenda, because for me it stinks to high heaven at the minute. And especially with Craig Pawson now being given the Man United game, that is set to continue undoubtedly. It'll be very interesting to see how he referees the game, because things have got to change, and rapidly. But thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you're watching this on the Tuesday afternoon, join us tonight live at 8:30 p.m. Join me and Dave for the Fan Forum live. Really looking forward to that, because that should be a bit of a spicy one tonight. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.